My name is Ophelia Mellons, and I am on the mic alone tonight, so bear with me. I might talk to myself. It is definitely possible. All right, so we have the High Rollers about to take on the Breakneck Betties. It's the High Rollers that came in second place last year, 2017. The Breakneck Betties came in last place, actually barely, last year. Let's see what they can do because their roster is pretty stacked. Right off the bat here, Ovarian Barbarian is lead jammer for the Betties, and it's Bad Wolf jamming for the High Rollers, who finally escapes the pack. Nice sitting block there on the High Rollers, limiting that to one scoring pass, just a 3-point pass there in our first jam. Betties on the board. And as I was saying, the Breakneck Betties actually have a pretty impressive roster. I mean, especially between Beyond Thunder Dame and Gallifrey. They both made a huge impression playing with the Wheels of Justice last year. And it'll be great to see them engaging at the home team level. On the line now, Lady Lux for the High Rollers and the one and only Thunder Dame for the Breakneck Betties. Lux pushing up against the front three wall. Now she's in the back. She's right on the back of Ginger Raff, but it's lead jammer Beyond Thunder Dame already on the first scoring pass. And I do see we're going to lose Minstrel Psycho to the penalty box for the first penalty of the game. Thunder Dame able to get one scoring pass there before Lux can do much about it. 4 more points. Breakneck Betties 7-0, 2 jams down in this first game of the Rose City Rollers 2018 season. I would like to thank Tonkin.com. They are the sponsor of our jammer line. They have the largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest, and they are only a click away at rontonkin.com. One blocker down for the High Rollers. Make that one also for the Breakneck Betties. Lead jammer, 3rd in a row now for the Breakneck Betties. That's Abracadabra. Apocalypse now out of the pack for the High Rollers. Abracadabra skating around them like cones, makes some contact at the end of that jam. Little team-on-team contact there. The fans of our sold-out crowd here at the hangar at Oaks Parks really enjoying that. Now 11-0 after 3 jams, each jam being a single-digit scoring pass. We still have 27 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in this first period. It's Ruby Blitz on the line for the High Rollers, but Gallifrey just sprinting up that inside line. Ruby Blitz, great size advantage. She's small but long and lean. Gallifrey comes around the outside for a scoring pass, looks to her coaching team for the call off. She waits, trying to get that last blocker out of the penalty box for the Betties, but that is another single scoring 4-point pass for the Breakneck Betties, 15-0 after 4 jams. Thank you so much to Two Town Cider, damn fine cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest. 2 blockers now down for the Breakneck Betties. You have 2 blockers on the track. That's T Nasty, and I believe Root of All Evil on the track blocking. We're gonna lose number 4, Rogue One. That's the captain of the High Rollers to the penalty box. Lead jammer again, that's a 5th in a row, going to our Ovarian Barbarian. Bad Wolf did a star stash. She has cleared the pack and will put the star back upon her head, but not before OB pushes forward. She gets pushed out little by little there by Move Fasta, number 121. But I believe she collected most of her points, 3 points, making that the 5th jam in a row of a single-digit scoring pass for the Breakneck Betties. Now 1 in the box for the High Rollers. That's a strong blocking brigade for the Betties on that back line. You see your mom bracing Captain Chevy Chevelle on the outside. offense coming up on the inside by Ginger Raff, and that is effective for Beyond Thunder Dame. We're gonna make that a 6th lead and a 6th scoring pass here for Thunder Dame, but Lady Lux caught up right behind Chevy Chevelle, Ginger Raff, and your mom's favorite. Not even crossed the pivot line yet. Fantastic blocking here. Still working on the initial pass, but Thunder Dame now clears, has a hard pass, playing a little bit of jammer defense. Nothing but time to kill. Dame and Lux can have all the fun they want here. Dame in control here, but it is the High Rollers wall in the rear of the pack that she will have to face. And calls off that jam. That was a really excellent strategic way to burn some time off the clock, as your mom's favorite was sitting in the penalty box. And the penalty box this year now sponsored by Rainier. That's our new sponsor. Grab one today. So another 5-point pass. Single-digit pass, 23-0. Just nickel and diming their way into a comfortable lead, but who knows what the High Rollers jammers have up their sleeves. This is Apocalypse now jamming for the High Rollers, but Abracadabra again grabs that lead jammer. That's the 2nd one for her, and that is the 6th in a row for the Breakneck Betties. Make that 7. Great contact there at the end of that jam. At the end of that, another 4 points for the Betties, bringing them up to 27-0 with 23 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this game. High Rollers sponsors Left Turn Clothing, Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, Red Fox Vintage, and Up Sweat Creative. Thank you so much for your generosity. The High Rollers love you. Coming up here, we're in jam number 8. Ruby Blitz on the line for High Rollers. Almost through, has to deal with Ginger Raff. And Drone, number 13. Great utility player there, but it again is Gallifrey, lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties. Gallifrey working that inside line. But Rogue One not giving her an inch. She finds the outside and clears it, and here's her first 5 points. Drone out to the front, and she regroups with all her friends and blockers, meeting Ruby Blitz. They're just about 9 feet away. The refs call no pack. Florida Lethal looks like, nope, another skater dropped back to try and bridge, but did get a call for pack destruction, and that was number 666, Smelter Skelter. And now another 5 points for Gallifrey. This is going to be the first 2 scoring lap jam. Multiple passes here, and that's going to be a 14-point jam there for Gallifrey. So the score now, 41-0, 21 and a half minutes remaining. Both teams still have all their timeouts and their reviews. Big thank you to OHSU Sports Medicine, and they are proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. That's OHSU Sports Medicine. We are in our 9th jam, and finally Bad Wolf bringing it for the High Rollers lead jammer. Now there was 3 blockers for the Breakneck Betties hanging out in that Rainier penalty box. So that was a great advantage, great time to have Bad Wolf on the track. She will collect her points, call it off, and that's gonna be 4 points, getting High Rollers back on the board, or on the board for their initial points here. Trying to keep it interesting. The score now 41 Betties to 4 for the High Rollers. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Still 2 blockers down in the Rainier penalty box. Looks like T-Nasty and Sprouted Control. So 4-2 pack advantage. Minstrel Psycho holding down a tripod on the inside, not giving beyond Thunder Dame a whole lot of room, but Dame will just leap upon the outside and pick up lead jammer there. That would be Dame's third lead jammer, 3 for 3. We will lose drone to the penalty box. T Nasty standing in the penalty box. Dame calls that one off. Great defense being played here by the Betties. I mean, allowing only 4 points in 10 jams. That's phenomenal. 45-4, under 20 minutes remaining in this first half. Big thank you to Two Towns Cider. I already thanked them. How about thank you so much to Killer Burger. They're a brand new sponsor. 5 minutes from here, the hangar, to burgers, beer, and bottomless fries. If you're in Portland, you want to check out Killer Burger. This is Apocalypse now jamming for the High Rollers. Abracadabra having a strong game, 2 for 2. But Apocalypse, one more to beat and right up the inside. That is Abracadabra picking up lead jammer, but just barely. Apocalypse having a laugh about it. It's a really mixed pack. No real truly defined walls or pods happening here. Kind of a mishmash. And they will hold the Betties to 2 lonely points, bringing them to 47. The High Rollers maintain their 4 points. Following this game will be the Heartless Heathers taking on the Guns N' Rollers. Probably around 7:30 if I had to guess. I know things, sometimes I don't know things. We are on our 12th or 13th, oh, little whistly madness happening. This is the 12th jam of the game. Gallifrey picks up lead jammer relatively quickly. Ginger Raff for the Breakneck Betties in the penalty box. Ruby Blitz was able to shake off some tight blocking, almost out of the pack. Really wants to pick up some of those points, but that jam will get called off. And we have 2 Betties blockers sitting in the penalty box. And I believe Chevy Chevelle, no, she's not in queue. She's cool. She's cool. She does a great job as captain. Betties are a real fun group. 17.5 minutes remaining. The score, High Rollers still at 4, Betties at 51. And this is Ovarian Barbarian jamming again for the Betties. Bad Wolf. Both times High Rollers have gotten lead has been at the hands of Bad Wolf. They're doing something, but I also noticed that when Bad Wolf has jammed those times, the Betties have been at a pretty significant deficit of blockers. So there's 4 points up on the board, make that 5 for Bad Wolf and the High Rollers. And you can see the Betties returning to the track, and beautiful little hit there by Chevy Chevelle, making it look like it's no big deal. And that is going to throw Bad Wolf right into her own bench. And an official review is going to be called. And I believe the refs will let us know what's going on when they know. But in the meantime, I would like to thank poor Kano, because it is a taco timeout. Find out what's going on here momentarily. Thank you again for tuning in to Rose City Rollers Season 13 home opener. You are watching the High Rollers take on the Breakneck Betties, and soon the Heartless Heathers will take on the Guns N' Rollers. This is the first official review of the game. We're at about 16.5 minutes remaining in the first period. This review is being called by the whole High Rollers, and you can see Bashionista down on the track with Captain Rogue One talking to head ref Kieran Duncan. A big thank you to Voodoo Donuts. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers, and of course, the Wheels of Justice. Okay, here comes Duncan.
Working. The High Rollers are contesting the last points in the Bettie's final scoring pass.
Okay, so the High Rollers are contesting the number of points scored in that last jam, those 4 points they disagree with. And that's not a bad use of an official review when they're at a significant points deficit. They do want to clarify. Every point matters. So the refs will discuss what they saw. They will count every point, and then we'll get back to us with some more information. It's a really exciting event coming up here in Portland. February 10th, 2018 is the 13th annual Anti-Valentine's Day party hosted by the Heartless Heathers. Folks from all around are gonna come on down. February 10th, Anti-Valentine's Day. It's at a new venue. It's gonna be great. Wear your sparkles and join them for a good time. You can check out all the information you need on rosecityrollers.com or the Facebook page of the Heartless Heathers. Team sponsor of the Breakneck Betties is Kelly's Olympian. Check them out downtown.
For the Breakneck Betties. Okay, let's give the High Rollers a chance. Okay, hang on.
Upon review, we did notice that the green scoring pass in the last pass was missing, and we have altered the points to the High Rollers. However, there was a delay in the call-off, which resulted in points for the Breakneck Betties. We cannot change those points as they were legally earned. High Rollers will not retain their review for the rest of the period.
I heard.
All right, so basically, because of a delay in the call-off, they're not able to remove points from the Betties. So the High Rollers will not retain their official review. If they had won, they would be able to keep it, try it again, but they'll get another one in the second period. So here we go. We're back in action. Lady Luck's on the line for the High Rollers. Thunder Dame on the line for the Betties. Betties have 2 in the box. The High Rollers have 1. Little bit of a diet pack here. Pushing forward up the inside. Lady Luck's able to use that shoulder. Push through Chevy for lead jammer here. That is just the 3rd lead jam for the High Rollers. Chevy goes to the penalty box. Your mom's favorite will return to the track to reinforce her wall here. Root of All Evil on blocking here with T Nasty. That's quite a duo there. As you see, Lady Luck's having some trouble with that. Your mom wraps her hip around on the inside, and that gets shaken off. That's going to be 5 points. Make that another 5 points for Lady Luck's. That's the High Rollers getting back into it, shaking off the cobwebs on the season opener. And this will be the first multiple scoring pass jam for the High Rollers. 15 points already for Lady Luck's. Dame gets forced out there. Nice blocking by Shallon Spocker. She went out of bounds, but her teammate hopped back on the track. Great teamwork there. T Nasty returning to the track. No one in the penalty box beyond Thunder Dame has now completed her initial pass. But Lady Luck's now on her 4th scoring pass. 15 minutes remaining in the period. With 20 seconds left in the jam, that'll get called off. And a beautiful 19-point jam for the High Rollers. So that official review, even though they didn't win it, it was a great time for a timeout for them to collect themselves, take a deep breath, and know that they're still in this game. So 19-point jam. It's the highest scoring jam of the game, and that's Lady Luck's of the High Rollers. This is a team timeout called by the Breakneck Betties. Good timing. And I would love to thank the following league sponsors: the Portland Mercury, Portland Vital Signs, Trailhead Credit Union, Vacasa, they're new to Portland, Betsy and Ia Jewelry, and Protalis Insoles. We love our league sponsors. Being that it is the season opener, if you're in Portland, you're gonna wanna grab a season pass. Make sure to get your pass now at rosecityrollers.com. Just under 15 minutes remaining in this first period, a score of 32 for the High Rollers, 55 for the Betties. Jamming is Apocalypse in green for the High Rollers and Thunder Dame in the penalty box now. So this is a power jam for Apocalypse, who will get lead jammer. And we have the High Rollers 2 in, 2 out. And they grab a goat. They try to grab Furaniris. Right now, successfully, you see Psycho bridging, making sure they're not going to be out of play. That was pretty textbook strategy there by the High Rollers. Buys them some time. That's already 5 points and a foiled apex jump, laughing it off. That's just going to remain a 5-point jam for the High Rollers, and score now 37 to 55. High Rollers with 24 unanswered points in the last 2 jams. Now again, we're seeing the Breakneck Betties in the penalty box. That definitely will be their downfall. I think overall they may have a stronger roster, but penalties, man. This is an official timeout, and that means it is a taco timeout, and we would love to thank Porcano, and they have 2 locations right here in Portland. Okay, we're getting back into it. We're about to begin jam 16 of the first period. 13 minutes, 39 seconds remain. 2 down for the Breakneck Betties. So they have Chevy Chevelle and T Nasty blocking. For being so nice, those are some mean blockers. Blocking for the High Rollers looks like Tiggs, Shaolin Spocker, Move Fasta, and Rosemary's Baby. Gotta love those blockers. And I don't think those uniforms could get much more blingy. Those uniforms definitely from Left Turn Clothing, where fashion meets function. This is a sold-out event right here at Oaks Park. If you're watching and you weren't able to snag a ticket, you can meet us immediately following this doubleheader over at the Selwood Public House for our after party. It's a season opener, right? I do expect to see some sparkles and leotards. Pretty extensive official timeout here, over 2 minutes. And we're going to get back to it here. That's Ruby Blitz jamming for the High Rollers, but it's Abracadabra again, just sprinting up that inside line to pick up lead jammer. In 16 jams, the Breakneck Betties have had 12 of those leads and just 4 for the High Rollers. But the High Rollers definitely getting more high-scoring jams than the Betties. The Betties nickel and diming their way. Ruby Blitz also now on the scoring pass because it is a power jam. Abracadabra in the penalty box. Ripley also in the penalty box. Now T Nasty always, again in the penalty box there. That's a 5-point pass. Ruby Blitz, the jammer on the track. All 4 high rollers ready to defend. Abracadabra now returning to the track. Gets offense here by Ripley wearing that pivot cover. Makes a hit there against Mufasta. Smaller in stature, but it was Abracadabra who bounced off of her. Able to push through. There's 4 points for the Betties. Ruby Blitz already picked up 5. High rollers get strung out a little bit. It's Shallon Spocker with the force out, but the run back was prevented. Another 5 points here for the Betties. Sprouted Control did a really good job preventing that run back. And again, Betty's coming all back together. The High Rollers out in front, but getting pushed around by Ripley. Little shoulder push there, and Shallon Spocker gonna run back. And that jam will end. I do see a cut track penalty being called. Not sure who that has been assessed to yet, but that was a 15-point jam for the Betties. 7 points for the High Rollers. So that was a 15-point jam by Abracadabra. Pretty good spread of different people who are getting multiple scoring passes here. And we are in, I believe, a High Rollers team timeout. A big thank you to Black Cat Plumbing, their local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud sponsor of Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice since 2009. Okay, and that will conclude the team timeout for the High Rollers, their first of this half, but they have already exhausted their official review. Score now 44 for the High Rollers, the Betties regaining control 70 for the Betties with 11 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this first period. This will be a power jam start for the Breakneck Betties. Ruby Blitz will be doing the job there for, Ovarian Barbarian doing the work for the Breakneck Betties, and it is Ruby Blitz in the penalty box for the High Rollers. Lead, of course, here going to the only jammer on the track, OB. Really defined packs here. Oh, I love seeing Gallifrey just slide in, tries to grab that goat, and they do grab McGillicuddy. McGillicuddy maybe grabbing a forearm now, sits in the penalty box for the High Rollers. Offense comes in from Ginger Raff, helping out Ovarian Barbarian. It is effective. It gets that pack moving. And they're now 5 points on the board for the Betties. They move up to 75. Attempting a star pass here. The pivot will be Bad Wolf. Always a great person to be wearing that pivot cover. The star cover pass was successful, but Ginger Raff and Drone and Gallifrey were sitting right on top of Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf able to clear the pack, and so does Ovarian Barbarian. And yes, she will call it. It is a high roller sitting in the penalty box, so no time to waste. And that was a nice 15-point jam there. The Betties really bringing it. They've had two 15-point jams here back to back. The first 15 minutes was just 3, 4, 5-point jams. We have 9.5 minutes remaining in this first period. It is Lady Lux on the line for the High Rollers and Thunder Dame, very exciting skater to watch for the Betties. This pack advantage is in favor of the Betties. Thunder Dame pushing out, is getting some help there by Root of All Evil. Lead jammer beyond Thunder Dame. Root of All Evil still in that High Rollers pack, making some headway there for Thunder Dame, trying to isolate and just annoy the heck out of that pack. Dame able to pick up the first 5. Ripley sitting right on top of Lady Lux. Lady Lux swims through. Now she's pushing behind Helter Skelter. Ripley's back there. T Nasty holding her to the inside. Beyond Thunder Dame able to put those next 5 points up on her own. Nice shoulder shimmy. She goes to the inside right on the back of Shallon Spocker. Moves to the out. Great force out there. Rosemary's baby with that force out on Thunder Dame. Coming right back to that pack. Very disciplined defense there. Dame able to break them up, but Rogue One trying to get right in front, but another 5 points here for Thunder Dame. That's a 15-point jam, so that would make this the third 15-point jam in a row for the Betties. They are now at an even 100. Lady Lux able to break through, but at the end of that, 2 more points. That's a 17-point jam. And that was Thunder Dame. So we're looking at a 47-point run here by the Breakneck Betties. The score now 44 for the High Rollers, 102 for the Betties. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remain in this first period of this first game of 2018. Gallifrey wearing the star in this next jam. Gets a cut track. So I believe lead jam is open and Apocalypse will grab lead jam. All blockers currently on the track. And we'll have a penalty being assessed on Coupe de Gras. Apocalypse wearing number 27 in green, getting some help there by Rogue One. The High Rollers do have to drop back now as Gallifrey has returned to the track and makes it look so easy. Rogue One goes down. Gallifrey completes that initial pass. Apocalypse calls it off, but does she do it in time? See our jam Russ discussing timing, hips, placement. And that's a 3-3 jam, so that one is a draw. Just under 6 minutes remain in this first period, and I would love to give a big thank you to our home, the Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers, and the place to purchase your derby gear. And you may have heard we are actually looking for a new facility at the end of summer, so if anyone listening happens to have a 25, 30,000 square foot facility they want us to play roller derby in, you just let us know, rosecityrollers.com. In this next jam, this is the 20th jam of the first period. Abracadabra, again, lead jammer. Bad Wolf does clear her initial pass. Three more points here for the Betties. clear Rainier penalty box here. High Rollers taking the back line. Neck punch McGillicuddy on the outside, right behind number 13, Drone in red for the Betties. You see Your Mom's Favorite skating backwards, kind of a catch-all for the Betties, but it is Ovarian Barbarian lead jammer. This is the 15th lead jam for the Betties this period. Ruby Blitz completes her initial. Fast-moving pack. Rogue One does slow it down to meet up with Ovarian Barbarian. Beautiful force out, very simple and controlled force out with new teammate Move Fast at number 121, who's really making a difference for the High Rollers. So limited to a 3-point jam, 47 for the High Rollers, 111 for the Betties. We have 4 minutes remaining in this first period. Rogue One be sitting in the penalty box. That's the captain of the High Rollers. So 4-3 pack advantage for the Betties. They do unleash someone on defense, making it a little easier for Gallifrey to move to the outside and pick up lead jammer. 16th of the period, not just for her, for the team. It's Lady Lux, who has the highest scoring jam of the game so far, now jamming for the High Rollers. Completes the initial pass. Gallifrey already has 5 on the board. The High Rollers try to get together in time, but they can't do it. At the end of that, that's going to be another 4, I believe, for the Betties. 9 points on that jam. $47-120. With 3 minutes remaining in this first period. A big thank you to Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. Just around the corner. Next jam here, Apocalypse jamming again, but it is Thunder Dame who is able to pick up the jammer for the Betties. High Rollers coming in on an offense train. They give Apocalypse one opportunity to take that, but they do have to return to defense because that's just what you have to do when Beyond Thunder Dame is the jammer. And they will hold Dame to just 4 points. This will be a 4-3 pack advantage for the High Rollers, and they're going to mix it up. They're playing on the pivot line, which is not sponsored. So we're just going to go ahead and call that the Ophelia Mellons pivot line. High Rollers sink right back into Abracadaver, who's had a really hot game. Abracadaver moves to the inside, gets a nice little force out there by Coop, returns to teammate McGillicuddy. And our scoreboard is showing Abracadaver as lead, but I am seeing a ref pointing at Bad Wolf as lead, and we'll get that clarified. Star Stash now occurring. Abracadaver has that hat off. You see that in her hands. She could put it back on if she makes it through, which she does, or she can pass that right on over to her pivot, which would be Ripley, who has returned after creating a human spawn inside of her body, which is fantastic. So congratulations to her and Sean. We should have time for one more jam. At the end of that last jam, the High Rollers are able to put up 8 points and hold the Betties to 0. Score now 55-124. Betties in a strong position here. 40 seconds remain, so this will likely be the last jam of the first period. It's Ruby Blitz wearing the star. Almost gets lead. Gets taken out by Drone. Drone mixes up her footwork there. They're really strung out, and that pack still defined. Gallifrey really holding that together. We will lose a blocker to the penalty box for pack destruction for the Betties. Good attempt there to string that pack together. Your Mom's Favorite brings back Ruby Blitz. We still do not have a lead jammer. 30 seconds elapsed in this jam. all of the lead jams have pretty much occurred in the first 5 to 7 seconds this period. So it's good to see the High Rollers stepping up their defense here. They do have a slight advantage. That's Rosemary's Baby making it real hard for OB to pick up lead. Rosemary's Baby was the last line of defense. So OB is lead, but it is now also a power jam for Ovarian Barbarian. Not a great position to be in for the High Rollers, but they can handle it. They know what they're doing. OB, one more to beat. Here's Rosemary Baby. Oh, that was awesome. Sorry, I yelled. I didn't mean to. That was probably a directional block, but to this announcer, it definitely looked like feet either like moving with a nice shoulder check right into the chest. Either way, that was awesome. That brings us into intermission. That was just a 5-point jam for the Betties. 55 to 129 after the first period. We will come back 14 and a half minutes for the exciting conclusion of this game, and it will begin as a power jam. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. This is going to be the second half of the High Rollers playing the Breakneck Betties here at the Season 13 home opener of the Rose City Rollers. The score is 55 for the High Rollers, 129 for the Betties. And even though the Betties are in the lead, they have acquired 26 penalties in the first half. Compare that to the High Rollers' 12. There are 2 skaters who don't have any on the Betties, which is going to be Root of All Evil, who is a high rotation player, so that's awesome, and Ovarian Barbarian, awesome jammer. On the High Rollers, the only player that has a significant number of penalties is Rogue One. She has 4, and then T Nasty on the Betties also has 4. They're both hard-working skaters. We're back into it. It's Ruby Blitz jamming for the High Rollers, but Beyond Thunder Dame does pick up lead to start us off here in the second half. In the first half, leads went overwhelmingly to the Betties, but on the average, probably have a lower points per jam, but did have a run of a 15-point jam, a 15-point jam, followed by a 17-point jam. Beyond Thunder Dame swims around the outside, picks up a nice big 14-point jam to get them started. That'll bring the Betties up to 143. A huge thank you to Rose City sponsors Selwood Pet Supply. Quality nutrition and supplies for your pets. Check them out, and because it's Oregon, they also have CBD for your cats and dogs. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. 28 minutes, 45 seconds in the second period. It's Bad Wolf jamming for the High Rollers. Abracadaver had an awesome first period for the Betties. All blockers on the track. Bad Wolf gets pushed out there by Helter Skelter. She will take a trip to the Rainier penalty box for her efforts. Mayday holding down the inside, then turns into Rogue to provide a brace there with Coop. It is Abracadaver who gets forced to the outside, but able to sneak through. Rogue tried to do a run back and get the cut, but Abracadaver able to come in at the hip. Abracadaver takes down a blocker, still pushing in that tripod. Up front there, that's Bad Wolf pushing through on 3 Betties. They let go. They, for 1 second, stood up tall, and Bad Wolf able to run up the inside line. Picks up lead jammer after a good 50 seconds. Star stash here for Abracadaver. Remove the star, has it back on, and completes the initial pass. Oh, up the inside. Don't think she got those points in time, and that's going to be 3 on the board for the High Rollers in the second period. Check out PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings. Check out PDX Pipeline. 27 minutes remaining in this game. It's Lady Lux who is the highest scoring, or has the single highest scoring jam of the game. Ovarian Barbarian, lead jammer for the Betties. But Lady Lux pushes up the inside, takes out Giraffe in the process. Ovarian Barbarian sneaks by, able to pick up 4 points, hits it and quits it in that jam. Really fast-paced jam there. Clear penalty box. We have all 4 blockers on that Ron Tonkin jammer line. 4 blockers for the high rollers. Tiggs and Rogue One holding it down with a brace or 2. Now they drop back as the Breakneck Betties change their strategy because it's Gallifrey on the line. But it is Apocalypse who bricks up a lead jammer there for the high rollers. So 2 and 2 in leads. 2 for the Betties, 2 for the high rollers so far. Awesome defense. Ripley really just trying to hold her back, but was able to pick up all 4 points. So Apocalypse picks up 4 more points there, and that is a 6-point run for the high rollers. That brings them up 62 to the Breakneck Betties 147. 25.5 minutes remain in this game. Big thank you to Echo Construction, the friendly people at Echo Construction. They love custom home building, remodels, and more than anything, they love roller derby. Thank you, Echo Construction. That's Thunder Dame on the line here. Ruby Blitz picks up some speed. Good contact there. Picks up lead jammer. Really exciting Ruby Blitz lead here. Dame was able to get through not long after, but it was Rosemary's Baby. Her contact is basically how the high rollers were able to pick up lead, but they call that one off. It's a wash, 0-0 jam. So take a drink. $62 to 147, score remains. A little under 25 minutes in this period. Again, following this game, a very exciting matchup. The High Rollers versus, the Heartless Heathers versus the Guns N' Rollers. Bad Wolf, she's the jammer for the High Rollers, pushes forward. Looked like Coop moved from defense to offense, and that unfortunately gave just enough time and space for Abracadabra to pick up lead. Star pass over to Coop. Abracadabra is lead. She takes a fall backwards. Bad Wolf trying not to step on her. It would be unsportsmanlike. For the efforts, 1 point there for the Betties at the end of that. Thank you to 808 Food So Good, straight broke the mouth. They have 2 locations of their delicious Hawaiian barbecue, one on Burnside and one on Woodstock. Be sure to check out 808. Lady Lux jamming, but it is Ovarian Barbarian with a small advantage, pushing up against all 4 high rollers. Blockers, I believe that's Shaolin Spocker all up in her business. Offense comes in from Drone. Strong, small blocker, able to help Ovarian Barbarian pick up lead jammer. That's Lady Lux looking to push forward. They're just out of play, and not sure if a forearm being assessed on Lady Lux, and that's a good call. The officiating's real tight, but not too tight. So this is a power jam that goes to Ovarian Barbarian, who is also the lead jammer, who's also got a decent point advantage over the high rollers. So not looking good for the high rollers in this particular jam. Able to shake off Spocker somehow and picks up another 5 points here. 10 so far in this jam for OB. Lady Lux returns to the track. There's still a blocker in the penalty box for the Betties. And now Minstrel Psycho is sent to that Rainier penalty box for the High Rollers. Lady Lux clears her initial pass, putting the pressure on Ovarian Barbarian. That was enough time to clear out the penalty box for the Betties and pick up a nice 15 points. So Lady Lux, 15 points this last jam. Thank you so much to WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, your sport, and your life. Check out WSL Leadership Coaching. We have just over 21 minutes remaining in this game. It's Gallifrey with a real quick lead. Apocalypse jammer for the High Rollers, and she does get sent to the penalty box for a cut track power jam again for the Breakneck Betties. Somehow, Gallifrey has already scored points. 6 points on that first, 5, okay, good. 5 points on that first pass. Here's 5 more. She is so fast. And wow, that was really cool. Root of all evil just obstructed the last blocker, and it just made it possible for Gallifrey just to maintain her speed. Spins out and is gonna call that one off, icing the High Rollers jammer in that penalty box for this next jam. So another 15-point jam in a row, and that's for the Betties. So Ripley, the pivot for the Betties in the penalty box. That's Apocalypse jammer for the High Rollers in the box, but only momentarily. This is Thunder Dame jammer for the Betties. They're out of play. They have to let her go. Shallon Spocker and Rosemary Baby were the last line of defense there. So lead for Dame, but Apocalypse is not far behind. At the end of that, 2 for the High Rollers, 5 for the Betties. And that's going to bring the score 64 for the High Rollers, 185 for the Betties. And the Betties have had, at this point, I see 4 15-point jams at the end of the first period and now at the beginning of the second. We have just over 19 minutes remaining in this game. Ruby Blitz jamming for the High Rollers, and it's Abracadabra jamming for the Betties. Abracadabra pushes on the inside. No pack called momentarily. Ripley races up from the Betties to form that pack. And Coop at the last minute hit. They decide it's not out of play. But perhaps Coop stepped out of bounds because Abracadabra continues forward, able to pick up lead jammer despite being knocked out, and picks up a point or two there and calls it off. 1 point. This next jam, number 11 in this game. Clear penalty box. Bad Wolf with some momentum to get that started, but she's pushing up against Drone and Ginger Raff. Penalty now being assessed on Ovarian Barbarian, her first of the game. Power jam for Bad Wolf. This is looking good. The crowd intently cheering them on. Tiggs gets forced to the inside as well as your mom and Ginger Raff. Really thinning out that pack up front. There is no pack in the back. They have to wait for Ginger Raff to enter the track. Lead jammer being assessed now. 40 seconds into this jam. Bad Wolf. So really great. They really killed that power jam. And that Star Stash successful. Ovarian Barbarian completes the initial. Bad Wolf picks up all 4 points and calls that one off as Ginger Raff is in the penalty box for the Betties, so they will start out with a slight pack advantage. That was 5 points, bringing the High Rollers up to 69. The Betties remain at 186. Both teams have 2 team timeouts available to them, and they both have an official review to burn should they choose to do so. 16 minutes, 40 seconds remain in this game. Gallifrey jamming for the Betties. Lady Luck's returning to the line for the High Rollers. Lady Luck's having some trouble here with T Nasty. Great teamwork there with Firaneris. And you can also see Sprout of Control being a great teammate, bridging them, allowing her teammates to do the work. And sometimes it's really those skaters who set up their other team members for success that you really should notice. Lady Luck's on a scoring pass. Gallifrey shaking off the annoyance of the defense. Just pushing forward on Rogue One, and she'll get forced out despite the efforts of Ginger Raff. Gallifrey goes right down the middle between Coop and Rogue One and will complete the initial pass. Lady Lux gets recycled, picks up a few points and calls that one off very athletically before any points can be scored there by the Betties. So all 5 points collected for the High Rollers, 2 in a row for them. So 74 now for the High Rollers. Betty still remain at 186 with just over 15 minutes remaining in the period. So Betty's on the back line, and they're at a pack advantage. So you see Drone up with those High Rollers blockers, ready for offense, pushes Rosemary's Baby off. Rosemary's Baby gets tied up there with Beyond Thunder Dame jamming for the Betties. Thunder Dame uses those long legs, steps right over her lead jammer to Thunder Dame. It's Apocalypse. Clears the initial. Thunder Dame will call that one off. Drone now sent to the penalty box. And it looks like McGillicuddy's standing in the penalty box with just a few seconds left for the High Rollers to return to a full pack. Looks like we have some new coaches for the Betties. They're Mr. Wubbs, Psycho, and the one and only wonderful Captain Obvious. They all have beards because it's Portland. All right, Ruby Blitz jamming for the High Rollers. Abracadabra jamming again for the Betties. There's under 14 minutes remaining in this game, but the Betties with a lead of over 100. Abracadabra moves to the outside. McGillicuddy is there to support Coop in their defense. So real tight pack. Can't really fit 8 people in that amount of space in real life. So Ruby Blitz tries to find the inside. Rosemary's Baby says no, or excuse me, yes. Root of all evil would be the blocker who did that awesome thing. Ripley holding it down with T Nasty, able to take out Ruby Blitz. And that trio will pull back Ruby Blitz. Abracadabra up front, she's the jammer in red. Takes a spill, it's exhausting. Jamming is hard. Still getting some help here. Drone is returned from the penalty box. Ruby Blitz now dealing with Drone. Drone only has a few more feet to work. Able to take her down and buy some time, completely removing Ruby Blitz's momentum. And then Ripley comes in, hits her out, but then Ripley gets hit. So now Ripley and Ruby Blitz get forced back. So that was a lot of fun contact for you. Oh, and a low block probably. Okay, maybe not. Abracadabra slips through that inside line through all the chaos, picks up 5 more points. That's 10 for the Betties. They are now at a clean 200. Now, that was a star pass over to Coop. Ruby Blitz was blocking and did lose her point, but really held her own, which is hard for a jammer to move into a blocking position there. So 74 points for the High Rollers, 202 for the Betties, and we are under 12 minutes remaining in this game. Slight back advantage to the Betties. They're sitting on that back line. And now they split into 2 and 2, just trying to get that pack moving forward. You see them just pushing in a train, but defense here by Rosemary's Baby. By time, it's Bad Wolf that's lead, and Ovarian Barbarian about a quarter lap behind her. Bad Wolf finds what little room was available to her to swing around the outside and grab all 4 points. This is a tough game for the High Rollers, but I am really impressed that they're continuing to bring it. Their coaches look awesome. They look awesome. Great attitudes on the bench over there. Because roller derby's fun. McGillicuddy decides to join the action. She is with Tiggs and Rogue One. That's definitely their power trio. This is Lady Lux jamming. She's got 2 more to beat T Nasty, who we missed for a significant portion of the season last year. Really doing an effective job here. Gallifrey is the lead jammer, but Lady Lux has completed her initial. Gallifrey just, I don't know, does like a spinny, jumpy, cool thing, and she will pick up all 4 points for the Betties. Did I mention this bout was sold out? You got to get your tickets in advance, or you can get yourself a Rose City Rollers season pass, guaranteed reserve seating, ultimate cool points, and you don't have to worry about bouts getting sold out. And it's going to be a really great home team season. Here we go now, under 10 minutes. Apocalypse jamming for the High Rollers and the one and only Thunder Dame for the Betties. Thunder Dame having a nice go at it there with Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary Baby, fantastic lateral movement. Thunder Dame gets down real low, sprints out and is lead jammer, but I do see Apocalypse in the penalty box. I can also see Coach Bash saying, that was weird, shake it off. So beyond Thunder Dame, in a power jam, with the lead jammer, you do the math. Betty's doing a good job of slowing down that pack. Not quite successful at getting a goat, but they don't need it because there you go. There's Dame picking up a few more, maybe getting tripped up. Yeah, low block call is going to be assessed. The ref was trying to send Schalensbacher to the penalty box. She is sad. She did not do it on purpose. That was a 10-point jam for Beyond Thunder Dame. And this is still a power jam in favor of the Betties. And wow, that was lead jam of Abracadaver because of T Nasty. Already on her scoring pass here, even though Apocalypse is back on the track. She's got to deal with all 4 Betties. Now the High Rollers come back to play some offense. It's Mayday. McGillicuddy, the first time. I was right. And that will conclude that jam. A little chaotic there. 0 points on those passes, just 4 points for the Betties there. And the score now stands 78 for the High Rollers, 220 for the Breakneck Betties, who came in 4th place last season, which is 4th place out of 4. But they rise from the ashes, and what a roster, what a game they are playing this evening at the season opener. 7.5 minutes remain. Clear penalty box. Ovarian Barbarian giving it a go. Ruby Blitz jamming for the High Rollers. Get some help here by McGillicuddy looking for an escort, but it is OB picking up a lead jammer for the Betties. isolating a blocker and a jammer here, allowing OB to do it on her own. Ginger Raft drops back because they have Ruby Blitz secured, but they also have a blocker with them to retain the pack definition. OB picks up the first 5 of this jam, taking them to 225. But Ruby Blitz has not yet completed the initial. There was a star stash. She is now out of the pack. OB calls that one off, and that'll be another 4 points, 9-point jam for the Breakneck Betties. Betty's really playing hard and fast. Yes, they have quite a few penalties, more than double of the high rollers, but what a powerful team, very well-rounded. Gallifrey now jamming for the Betties again against Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf only one more to beat. She's on the inside of T Nasty, but Gallifrey just too fast, too cool, too furious, you would say. Lead jammer there. She is about to blow through, but Rogue One just taps her enough to escort her to the outside of turn 1. And Rogue tries to grab that inside apex to block her, but Gallifrey. Such speed. 4 points there for the Breakneck Betties, and we have about 5.5 minutes remaining in this game. All right, all 8 blockers on the track, and Thunder Dame plows through. This is Lady Lux jamming for the high rollers and able to pop through Your Mom, who had her secured. Your Mom dropped a little bit lower. Lady Lux went over the top, but this jam will get called off. Penalty now being assessed on Rosemary's Baby. That was a 4-point jam for Thunder Dame and the Breakneck Betties. Four and a half minutes remaining. Both teams have 2 timeouts and an official review at their disposal. The high rollers are being coached tonight by Bash, by Harkey, and by Brute. Quite the trio. Lead jammer to Abracadaver. Apocalypse not far behind. She tries to jump the apex. It makes hip-to-hip contact with sprouted control, but falls to the inside track boundary. No penalty, no points. And that will be a 4-point jam for the Betties. Betty's hanging out up front on the Ophelia Mellons pivot line, then they drop back to an actually sponsored line. Well, they move back up to the not actually sponsored by me pivot line. Ovarian Barbarian jamming up against Ruby Blitz. They seem to pair up quite a bit. Oh, great work by Ovarian Barbarian. Really see her leaning to the right and just swoop, steps to the left. Penalty box, you got 2 high rollers returning to the track. OB already has 5 points up on the board. Rogue One in the penalty box. This may be her 6th penalty of the game, but there's only 3 minutes left. Ruby Blitz takes a nice block to the gut, shakes it off, and has now completed her initial pass. And I'm seeing some skaters put their hands up like, nah, but someone's gonna go penalty box right now, watch. And that's gonna be Drone. And that was a 9-point jam for the Betties. Bad Wolf. She's a bad MF. Taking the line there for the high rollers up against Gallifrey, and they need to put another blocker on the track. There they go, 3-on-3 pack. T Nasty will join Rosemary's Baby and Ripley to block and create a lead jammer situation there for Gallifrey. Bad Wolf has removed the star from her helmet. It is Coop who is wearing the pivot cover for the High Rollers, but is not in position to receive that star pass. That jam's going to get called. Some contact there between Gal and Coop, and they cool. It's a game, it's sport. Checked in on each other. That was just 2 points for Gallifrey. And the score now 78 for the High Rollers. The Betties putting up 252 points so far. There's a minute 45 remaining in this game. Lady Luck's jamming once again against Beyond Thunder Dame. Penalty box is about to be cleared. Drone is standing for the Betties. Thunder Dame finds some room. Great blocking there by Gingeraf to just clear that blocking brigade off that line. Lady Luck's through on the initial. Dame wanting them to pick up the pace, run the game down. They're not able to. The High Rollers tried to grab one, but Dame able to just skate some laps here. Picking up 4. Drone along. Who we got here? Fleur de Lethal playing some defense, buying some time. Thunder Dame has every High Rollers blocker on top of her. She is through for some more points. Lady Luck's already with 8. This is a tight jam, 8-8 so far. 35 seconds on the period clock. There's more time on the jam clock, so let's see what's going to happen here. Both teams up on their feet, indicating this may be the end of the game. Dame will not call it. 17 seconds remain on the period clock, more on the jam clock. So this is definitely the last jam. 4 more points for Lady Luck, 16 points for her so far. Beyond Thunder Dame about to put up a few more swings through there. Able to sneak by Andy Oakley to grab that last points. Whew, at the end of that was a 16-point jam for Beyond Thunder Dame. 16 points there for the Betties and the High Rollers. So at the end of that, technically an unofficial score, the end of the game will end High Rollers at 96. The Breakneck Betties owning the track tonight, and they will come away victorious with 268 roller derby points. So that's the final score. Our last place team from 2017 on fire at the 2018 season opener. I am going to turn it over to our house announcers for all the fun and excitement, and we will be back so soon for a really exciting second game, the Heartless Heathers versus the Guns and Rollers. I'm Ophelia Mellons, and I'll be back.